Hello, everybody. So I wish I would have thought of this before when I made my further look at Molinism video, because this would have been great to add to it. But unfortunately, I didn't think of it in time. It just actually popped up right now, like 10 minutes ago. I remember this scene in a movie that actually really demonstrates how God can actualize a particular world and yet free will stay intact. So it's a scene from a movie called Next. And just so happens that they have that scene on YouTube. It's still loading. I have a slow internet. And we're going to take a look at the scene and then see what happens. I'm sure you've probably seen the movie before anyway. It's a fairly popular movie, although only 45 views here. So let's take a look at it. So before we look at the scene, let me set it up for you in case you've never seen the movie. I know there's a lot of people that don't like Nicolas Cage, so they may not have seen this movie. It stars Nicolas Cage and Jessica Biel. The movie's called Next. Came out in 2007. And in the scene, Nicolas Cage's character is going to talk to Jessica Biel, and he wants a positive response from her. He doesn't know her, and she doesn't know him. He has an advantage, however, and that is, which I really wish I had with girls, but anyway, that advantage is that he can see 2 minutes into the future at any given time. So he can see himself do a particular, give her a particular line or whatever, and then see what her response would be to that, and then see if it's a positive response, a negative response, and then if he doesn't like it, then he goes 2 minutes he looks 2 minutes into the future again and tries something different, and so on and so forth, and that's what you're going to see in this scene.
Sorry to bother you, but I have a question about the coffee. The bean they use.
Isn't that something you should probably ask your waitress?
Yes, it is. Excuse me, do you have a light?
I don't smoke.
Okay.
Here you go, thanks. Please.
Okay, so far he's tried 3 different things, but basically you get the idea here. And what's going to end up happening, well, here I'll show you real quick. It continues where this man is harassing her, and Nicolas Cage responds to that.
On her future. Really?
Now he knows each blow is coming because he can see 2 minutes ahead, so he doesn't let the guy land a hit.
The thing is, I feel connected. I don't know the reason why. See, now listen. I think it's only fair that you pay for the ladies' breakfast. What are you having? Pecan pie's amazing.
Excuse me, I can pay for my own breakfast. You know what? You two work things out.
Now that's not a response Nicolas Cage wants.
You're hurting me.
So goes back and tries again.
On her future. Really? Incoming.
She's going to drop the G-bomb there. The G-damn-it bomb. But anyway. So I think this scene, is an excellent example of Molinism at work. Nicolas Cage has what you could call something like divine mental knowledge, where he foreknows how people would freely respond to certain conditions. So all 3 characters in the scene have genuine free will, and they lose it at no time. Nicolas Cage determines the setting they find themselves in, and everyone freely responds to it. So Nicolas Cage actualizes possible worlds, and the rest become counterfactual truths. So in Molinism, God's sovereignty is completely 100% intact, and man's free will is completely 100% intact. And you can actually see them side by side working together wonderfully, even in the Bible, such as Matthew chapter 11, verse 20 through 28, I believe, if I remember correctly. I know it's verse 20, so just read Matthew 11, verse 20, start from there, and you'll see it. So there you have it. Just like one could ask, if God actualized a particular world and predetermined everything, how do we have free will? They can also ask, what about your prayers? Are they useless? What about your prayer life? What about evangelism or missionaries? Is there a point to sending people overseas if everything's already been predetermined? Is there a purpose for evangelism? And the answer is yes. All of these things are calculated into the actual world, so that not only are they not useless, but they're actually very, very useful. God could very well use your prayer life to predetermine things. He can use your evangelism and missionary work to predetermine things, so that God knows that if such setting you would go to Africa freely to evangelize those persons, and He knows that would bring about saved persons because they won't reject God's sovereign grace, then, which by the way is rejectable, and that's in the Bible, but I'll cover that in a different video, that He calculates that into the actual world. So not only is your free will used as a tool, so can your prayer life be used as a tool by God in your evangelistic world work and your missionary work. So all of these things are actually seen very, very positively in a Molinist worldview. I have a very hard time seeing how any of these things can be seen positively on a Calvinistic worldview, but that be that. However, Molinism leaves prayer life, evangelism, missionary work, and human free will in a very, very, very positive light, and they're all, by the way, in a very positive light in the Bible. So that's biblical.